I don't want to be the teacher anymore. I mainly just want to inspire people and, yeah, offer a different perspective, my perspective, my experience. Because so many of these concepts, I know a lot of you, yeah, you totally get it. But how do you know, how do you live it? Well, I cannot tell you how to live it. No, I can just show you and explain and share how I live it. Yeah, how I experience being aware of thoughts, feelings, what's it like to be in the observer state for long periods of time, how to step out of triggers when sometimes you trigger it and then you just fully in the ego state again. And I understand it's difficult sometimes, even when you're not triggered, but you're just in your natural state. I had a phone call with my yoga friend from the Netherlands, and she was complaining, aggravated by a reaction from someone who had subscribed to her live podcast 2 times, but she but uh, yeah, she was asked, "Can you please subscribe me because I cannot, for some reason, I cannot fill in this form." And 2 times, my yoga friend, "Okay, I will subscribe you. I will put you on the list." And then hours before, sometimes minutes before, that person told her, "Sorry, I cannot come. I cannot be there." And she got annoyed. So she explained to me, "I sent you, I subscribed you twice, and then, yeah, obviously you find something else to do." And she was, in her opinion, she was very polite and very respectful to this person. But I could already hear, even before she started talking about it, I could already hear like the undercurrents, the the undertow. So of course, uh, the person reacted aggravated, like, "Who are you to tell me what to do, how to live my life?" And she was then annoyed, and then wrote her like, still, in her opinion, respectful response. And yeah, my friends, they know, um, I'm not someone who just listens. I'm no garbage bin where you can drop all your bullshit in. Um, and yeah, and then I will, you know, process all of this. No, no. I hear her person, her ego speak, and at the same time, I hear what is in the undertow, what is happening there. So I asked her, even though she knows this about me, I asked her, "Can I be open and honest with you?" Yeah, sure. Okay. Uh, I clearly noticed that you are annoyed and possibly uh, disappointed. Annoyed because you invested time twice and the result was her not showing up. And yeah, then of course there's some disappointment. She didn't want to look at the disappointment at all. She just kept repeating, like, yeah, but for me it's like this, and it's logic for me, and of course it's like this. And I, for myself, uh, the way how I discern, uh, make the discernment, see the difference, see through the ego, see what it's doing, uh, by simply noticing, realizing the ego always wants to be right. Either it thinks it's right or it should be right. So I shared this with her, I explained it, and no, 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 no. Then it's just your opinion, and I have my own opinion. No, no. The ego has an opinion. Your ego is triggered somehow by something, and you, the person, you're not willing to look at it. You're not willing to probably feel what's underneath it. No, it's much easier to just blame the other. No, I'm not blaming. Okay. And in the past, uh, this usually resulted in me trying to force it, to force feed, to convince the other. But yeah, that was my ego trying to, you know, get her to see it. But yeah, I already noticed. No, I'm not getting through. She's not really listening. She's not hearing what I'm saying. She's not willing at this moment. She's not willing to do self-reflection uh, on the part that I'm pointing at. The disappointment probably. It's just an assumption. It's my gut feeling or my intuition or just my insight, or maybe it's just an assumption. It could all of be. Could be all of that. And yeah, I had to also go inward, do some self-reflection, because I noticed what was happening with her, and I usually use that as a mirror of, okay, so, and her reaction, what is it, what is it, what is happening here with me. So yeah, I noticed uh, I do want to convey my message. I do want to get her to see it. And I even told her so. Listen, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm saying this because I've noticed this, these kind of things happening with you a couple of times now. And yeah, apparently you don't like it. You're not okay with it. So, will you allow me to help you see through it? You know about blind spots. She knows about blind spots. Um, But no, she was, she was triggered, but not aware of it. She was in the ego state, but not aware of it. She was protecting uh, her, a part of her, because that another part of her felt attacked, felt like unsafe with my expression at that moment, with my pointer, pointy, pointy, pointy. Which makes sense. I know. This is part of being human. We created this ego purely for survival, or maybe it was implanted in our DNA to have an ego. Maybe it was never really uh, intended, or yeah, maybe we were never supposed to have an ego. But yeah, that's another story. We clearly have this ego state. You could even call it sub personalities. You're not a single person, but you're a collection of sub personalities, uh, like an orchestra. And in front of the orchestra, there's the director, and yeah, the director, of course, has preferences. So there's like the first violin player, and usually we pick one that is really good uh, uh, for the performance of the orchestra. This is Helen Cedar Stone, voice dialogue, um, their vision, their way of looking at this. I found it very interesting and very helpful, and I learned a lot about the our psyche, because they also explained some of these sub personalities, because the director, he wants the composition to be performed a certain way. You could see the director as the soul blueprint. He wants to. The director wants to make sure that the composition written by the composer gets performed properly. So your personality wants to follow the blueprint as good as possible. And then, yeah, of course, we develop sub personalities like um, the critic, the perfectionist, the pleaser. They're usually center stage. So I could clearly notice her, and let's call this sub personality, or this feeling, disappointment. But she didn't want to look at it at all. No, even after explaining, like, listen, I'm trying to help you, if you allow me to. Yeah, of course. And I gave examples of my own experiences. I gave examples of a friend who's going through similar things, becoming aware of when she is the bitch, trying to manipulate, trying to force, uh, to speed up the divorce process, because her husband is slow as always finding excuses. So how do you deal with someone who doesn't not really want to self-reflect. At some point, she even got aggravated with me, like, yeah, every time I share something with you, then you have to point out things. No, I don't have to. I choose to. I choose to point out things because I don't want to listen to your bullshit. The same with the friend I called, and she was the first 5 minutes she was really interested in my story, and then the next 55 minutes she was complaining about where she was living, and I told her so many times, listen, if you don't like living there, just move. And if you decide not to move, fine with me, but stop complaining about it with me. I mean, I don't care if you complain every freaking day, but not with me. I'm not willing to listen to your bullshit if you're not willing to do anything about it. Yeah, one might say I have high standards. No, it's just, uh, I don't want to be your garbage bin. No, you deal with it. It's your bullshit. You created it. Yeah, so example after example after example. And no, at some point, I just realized no, uh, yeah, maybe a seed was planted. Maybe I have some attachment to outcome. Maybe I I need to help her. There's a need to help her. I don't think so. Because yeah, at some point I noticed, okay, it's not gonna happen, so let it go. But it's tough sometimes, with the people you love, the people you appreciate. The very few people are still around. Of course, I want to help them out. Of course, I want to share my insights and help them relieve, help them get over this. I know the struggles we humans have on day-to-day basis. Most of it is created by ourselves. And yeah, we keep pointing outwards, like he is doing this, she is doing that. Yeah, then you just disempower yourself. And yeah, because you're resisting what is actually happening inside. Yeah, what you resist persists. So the story continues, the suffering continues. And it doesn't have to be. No. So this is what this channel is mainly about sharing how I deal with this, and not like you have to do as well. No, if you decide to go to work every day, come back home, drink 15 beer, then go on the internet and no, if you uh, want to stay where you're at, then be my guest. I mean, it's not up to me. I'm merely I'm merely showing another way, another perspective, an opening. Yeah? You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. No, I'm not trying to make you drink. No. I'm just leading you to this river, uh, this creek. In general, my creek is like just very gentle, flowing, slow, relaxed, peaceful. And yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's a nice way of living. It's much better than all the complaining and suffering and blaming and guilt and regurgitating and repeat, repeat, repeat every day. Yeah, no. If you let go of all the baggage you carrying that is not your responsibility and you start taking responsibility for you by self-reflecting, uh, possibly using my videos as a uh, yeah, maybe like a guideline or inspiration. I'm gonna try it this way. He said something about going into the observer state. So how does he actually do it? I watched that video again, and this is why I felt the reality check uh, collection is so rich. But yeah, if you're new to this channel, you have no idea where to look for, what to look for, because it's, it's somewhere in there. So I think I'm gonna make it into a sort of course. Clear titles, one subject, one teaching, one lesson, one sharing, one pointer. Um, and yeah, that's gonna be a lot of work. But yeah, I don't mind. I mean, if I can offer you some guidance by uh, creating a course step by step by step by step, then why not? I've been thinking of monetizing it, of asking money for it. Maybe I'll offer it on donation base. So you buy me coffee, or we find another way for you to make it a donation, and then maybe through uh, a newsletter, I will send you one video at a time. I don't know. I really don't like to think about these things. The easiest way for me would just to offer it and receive donations from those who appreciate my work. Uh, Financially. I mean, I know many of you appreciate what I'm doing, and for me, that's already a lot. But all the work I will put in making this, yeah, maybe it feels good to, you know, ask for some sort of financial exchange. I'm not sure yet. What do you think I should do? Let me know in the comments. And thank you if you are willing to at least comment on this. Not many do, which I don't mind. I mean, I'll just do what I do because I love doing this. Yeah. So once again, if you watched all the way to the end, here or here, I will put a end screen to the to two collections, or maybe one collection and one next video. I don't know. Up to you, or maybe up to YouTube. Ah, it's just not my style. But yeah, I have to. I have to take care a little bit of the new people, the newcomers, the new viewers, and yeah. So this is what I do now. Okay, next. Bye.